This is our online segment of Out of Bounds here for the week. We just had a great conversation with Robert Woods and Denora Searcy down here at Danny South Restaurant. And joining me now is Michelle Zumwalt. She is of NFL Films, but a Buffalo native. Cheek to Vegas, actually, right?
Absolutely, you know it.
So her and I are both from Cheektowaga, actually, and it's good to have a story where someone local does something really well, and you're working for NFL Films. That's a pretty cool deal. How did you get there?
I got there by being a writer, actually. Believe it or not, although we are in TV production and we're filmmakers, Steve Sable always said we have to hire writers because we can teach them how to edit film, we can teach them how to learn how to edit music, but you cannot teach someone how to write. So.
All right, now where did you go to college, and what was the process of getting your job at NFL Films?
I went to college at St. John Fisher. I was a journalism and English major, and after college I moved to New York City thinking I was going to get into book publishing or do something with journalism, was looking for my real job, and a coworker of mine at my job that I just had to pay the bills had a former college roommate who worked at NFL Films, and I was meanwhile writing a weekly column for the New York City Buffalo Bills backers, which was the best place to be every weekend. It was so much fun to hang out with all these Buffalo
McFadden's, right?
And McFadden's in Little Buffalo, as we called it. And that was the 2004 season, so that was the year we went 9-7, and it got really exciting near the end. So the last year it was really exciting. So she gave my resume to her college roommate, who gave it to my boss, and the rest is history.
All right, so you've been with NFL Films since 2005?
Yes, I started in June 2005.
All right, so obviously this is the best Bills season since you've been with NFL Films, which is crazy because they only have 8 wins right now as we talk. It's been a pretty big roller coaster for us as fans. What's it like being on the other side, on the production side, someone who has to cut up the highlights and go through that and find the good things about a team that really hasn't been that good?
Yeah, I mean, the lucky thing for me, I do the Bills highlight film at the end of every season. The lucky thing is I've seen every play, so I know all the good plays already. I can't imagine coming in from the outside, being one of the producers who doesn't follow the Bills. I mean, you must go into that thinking, what am I going to find out of here? But I know all the good plays, and I know all the guys, so it's actually not too difficult for me to pick out the good stuff. And it makes it easier to edit because I'm not like 15 minutes over like some people are when they have 13 wins to try to fit into the highlights. So.
You just told us you do the highlight film every year. What's that experience like? It's got to be cool as a Bills fan to produce the highlight video that all these Bills fans everywhere buy on DVD every year.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I wouldn't have it any other way, obviously. This is my team, and that's the reason why I love football, and that's the reason why I'm at NFL Films, and why they hired me, because they knew I was such a big Bills fan and how much passion I had for the team. So it's great. I work with the team directly. We argue over the title of the film, and I try to come up with a different way to tell the same 6 and 10 story every single year. And I just try to keep it optimistic. I include as many fans as I possibly can. I include as many John Murphy and Mark Kelso radio calls as I can.
Can you include the sideline guy in some of those calls?
I do sometimes, actually.
Okay, we'll have to do that this year then.
This year for sure, of course.
All right. Now, maybe if they win the last 2 games, we can just title it Finally. Can we do that?
I think so. Sometimes I think we should just title it.
If they make it at least, right? Yeah, exactly, right? If they make it, at least call it Finally, right? Now, obviously, you went through last year the highlight film, the passing of Ralph Wilson. What was that like, obviously, going into the organization, talking with people about that with such a big news story that happened, not only from the outside world, but especially inside?
Yeah, well, and we were invited to Ralph Wilson's private memorial at the Fieldhouse, which was nice. So we got to film that and really see the emotions of Mrs. Wilson, I think was the biggest deal to me, that Bills fans didn't really know her. She was always behind the scenes, and everyone, kind of thought, what is she going to do with the team? Does she even care? What is she, So it was nice to see her and see her eulogy and how much she really loves the Bills and how she would sit in her living room and watch games. And she had this cute little thing where she said, we call it a buffa high, not a buffalo. And it made me feel, and I think it made Bills fans feel when they saw her in the highlight film, that she actually cared and was not just going to sell this team to the highest bidder. She wanted it to stay in Buffalo.
Any special projects you're working on in the future, especially any that include Buffalo Bills stuff?
Yeah, I was just yesterday with Sammy Watkins, so he's going to be in Hey Rookie, which I'm not sure the air date. It's usually right around Super Bowl. It airs on ESPN2 usually.
And I saw some pictures. He had his daughter with him, right?
Yes, yeah. He gave his girlfriend and daughter a tour of the stadium, so we got to tag along with them, which was really fun. And his daughter is adorable. So we're doing a special Hey Rookie on the rookie wide receiver class because it's been amazing this year. So he'll be in that, so that's fun. And then I've been in town working on a documentary on the early 90s Bills, so that's...
Ooh, I know. Well, we got Andre Reed's jersey hanging right above us here, so you can't tell us any more than that. Is it like ultra secret in the vault?
I can tell you that I spent Andre's Hall of Fame weekend with him, and that will be in there. So.
All right, that'll be very interesting. And let's just touch on this team right here. You're a Bills fan, so take off your producer's hat, take off your NFL Films hat, your professional hat. Personally, what do you think about this season and where it's gone and where it's going?
I think, and I was just talking about this today like every other Bills fan was, if we finish 9-7 and have a really strong showing in New England, I don't think we're making the playoffs even if we win last year. I mean, maybe, who knows? I,
A lot has to
I
happen.
believe there's some sort of like goat sacrifice that needs to happen. And
I have the goat ready.
yeah. So, okay, so saying that we can't make the playoffs, sorry, if we finish 9-7 and have a good showing in New England, I feel really good about next year. I think this team, I think it's important, and it's a cliche to say like the strong finish is going to help you into next year, but I mean, look at the Cardinals.
You can start working on those titles if that happens, I guess, right? You know, something about bouncing in and energizing. We already used it, re-energize a couple of years ago, I think, so who knows what you could do. All right, Michelle, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This is great.
That is Michelle Zumwalt. Now you can catch all of her projects on NFL Films. And also, oh, I forgot this, NFL, Inside the NFL, right? That's your show.
That's my show, Inside the NFL. Not this week because I'm here, but most other weeks, yes. Inside the NFL, which airs at 9 p.m. on Tuesdays on Showtime, and it re-airs at 9 p.m. on NFL Network on Wednesdays.
All right, so that's Michelle Zumwalt, NFL Films, Inside the NFL. Make sure you check that out online, on TV, whatever you got to do. She does some great stuff. And buy that DVD that she produces, all right? I'm Sal Capaccio. Thanks for tuning in to Out of Bounds on the online segment.